And one more thing. This is like another thing that, like, I don't know. I feel like you got to pay attention to the red flags that people have. And I'm not one to ignore them. I'm always one to peep them and kind of be like, okay, like I'm going to adjust accordingly. But sometimes it's always just interesting to see how people still respond or act or conduct themselves. But I remember I lost to somebody earlier that night, like earlier in a night in a tournament, right? And I don't really care. I play Smash Bros. Just literally for fucking fun. I play it for joy, right? I play it because I like the game. I've been playing it since I was like a little kid. So I mean, I play it just because like why not? I get to connect with some people, just chill, you know, vibe. It's whatever. It's something very casual to me. So some people when they lose they get upset and that's fine. Like they play a little bit more competitively. There's nothing wrong with somebody who takes it a little bit more seriously. Like that's just not what I personally do. So I found it so weird like when I was I think I was playing friendlies with somebody, right? And me and this person were having like a really good time and like or somebody said something to me and I think I showed like a lot of genuine excitement and joy in that moment. Like I mean my face lit up and I think I like jumped up and down or something happened that like what showed me that I was visibly happy or excited about something. And this motherfucker's gonna walk up to me and be like, "Oh yeah, what was the set count between me and you?" You're just trying to steal my joy. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, that is such weird behavior to see joy in somebody, to see genuine happiness in somebody and feel like you gotta go and take it from somebody. That's fucking wild. Are you okay? Like, are you okay? And then naturally, the same person gonna be the one to tell me, like, oh, my opinion doesn't matter and I should just stay in my lane. And it's like, oh, that's very interesting. Maybe you feel like your opinion doesn't matter. Maybe you feel like your voice doesn't matter. Maybe you feel like you don't matter. So now you need to project that on me because I speak up when I think it's needed. Because I damn near saw somebody punch their dog in the neck and I wanted to say something about it and I spoke up about it and you want to say I need to stay in my lane because I spoke up about you or somebody else doing some harm. I think because of the fact that I'm not one to really engage in a lot of conflict, I think people genuinely genuinely think that I will be around to tolerate like the disrespect that they do or the shady things that they do, or they might take that my kindness, they might perceive it as something past what it really is. For me, there are only so many instances that I will see certain kinds of behavior and I'll even like allow myself to be in that environment. And again, like within the Smash community, like there's more of us than just like a couple, you know what I mean? So there are a lot of bonds that I have. So it's not as if I'm just bonded with this one person, but it still blows my mind the way that people conduct themselves and then the way that it's like it will show how people value themselves because that's how in my opinion how many times they show how they value other individuals. Even instances of me trying to bring up I guess personal experiences that I've had just met with like complete dismissal, met with complete like just basically shutting me up and kind of silencing me, and it's just very interesting to see how people want to be and do something, but in that exact same breath will then act a certain way. And one of my favorite characters is like Evelyn from League of Legends, and her passive is like after 5 seconds, she just disappears into the shadows. And I think people will be so surprised how quick you will just see that shit turn off like day and fucking night just because I'm a kind, loving, and caring person. And I don't think it's a bad thing for me to claim those qualities in myself, especially if I know that I intentionally conduct myself with that without any bad intentions towards anybody. So just because I'm a kind person does not mean I'm naive. It doesn't mean that I'm stupid. And it does mean that you can get away with like endlessly disrespecting somebody. The fact that I even tolerated what I did, granted, there is more context behind the reasons that I did, but that's a whole nother conversation. But the fact that I haven't like cursed your ass out dirty or like because the thing is, I think as well when people act and say the things that they do to somebody like me, I think they have the perception that I have no capacity to be maybe like snarky, toxic. I have every capacity to fuck your day up. I'm just gonna be blunt. I have like every ounce and every ability and every right to fuck your shit up, right? I will ruin your day. I will ruin your month, and I don't say that lightly because I'm the kind of person like where I'm able to see like where you are very egoic and like where your shortcomings are and like what might bother you. I'm not going to say like I'm going to intentionally do that. I never ever go to that point. I don't see any merit really in doing such. I quite frankly would just rather like walk away and just not engage at all. But I think people really think that they're like some big bad wolf that can blow everybody's house down until they meet the biggest or the bigger wolf in front of them. And I'm not saying like I'm some, crazy big, but I wouldn't throw stones from a glass house. You get what I'm saying? Like if you have very perceivable things that might be, I guess, sensitive, I'd be very mindful of how you treat other individuals because you don't know what somebody's going to say, how somebody's going to respond, and how somebody will just ruin whatever little ego trip that you're on, like whatever power trip that you got going on. Like I'll pop your bubble very quick. And I'm not trying to say that to be like a bitch or anything, but sometimes it just gets very frustrating. Like when you see people act out and speak down and treat other individuals who are kind a certain way because they have maybe the misconceived notion that I have no capacity to return that energy back. When it's like, I promise, if I wanted to read somebody for filth, oh, I, like, I have enough love for myself where I promise there isn't anything that you could say that would bother me. But I promise I can see the fact that you don't love yourself and all the areas in which you don't, that it wouldn't be very difficult for me to even like I choose kindness. Kindness is not something that I just am and no, I choose to be kind. And it is in my nature. I'm not going to act as if I'm not just somebody who I have no reason to be unkind to people. I genuinely don't. Like life is hard enough, right? I have no reason to add on to that. Not a single reason. In fact, I am kind because I don't want to add on to that. I want to be somebody who will make somebody's experience easier walking this earth because of how difficult these experiences have been for me sometimes, and how the slightest difference, even somebody's smile or a kind gesture, has made in my experience. So I have absolutely no reason to be unkind to another person, and I choose consciously sometimes, especially when people are testing my fucking patience, to be kind. So it does get very frustrating when people perceive that choice to be something that they can just pretty much trifle and fuck with. Like, if anybody here knows what League of Legends is, y'all will know how quickly it's like that game will either turn you into somebody toxic, turn you to somebody who will just mute everybody, or there's hardly any in between. So I promise, like, I could talk shit for days. For days, I can talk shit, and I can do it fun. We can do it for fun. We can key. We can laugh about it. Like, I promise, we can. I promise I'm quick with it too. I promise just as fast as I see things, I can just as quickly say something. But I choose not to. So I think it very wise for certain people to maybe exercise that same discretion and discernment when interacting with me, especially because I'm getting to a point where I feel like I'm just gonna start that throat chakra and it'll start opening up, and I'm gonna be like, say something real quick, and then go back to business. Like I'm gonna be to the point where people are not going to. You're either going to like me a lot, or you're going to just fucking dislike me. And I at this point, well, first of all, I been stopped caring. But you're going to see that level of not giving a fuck so much more stark. The way that people are starting to like, or the way that I'm getting intolerant of those interactions and how people are responding. And the thing is, as well, it's like I think I'm getting very intolerant of that. I've always been, not even getting, I've always been, but even I guess more viscerally so, is because of the fact that I enjoy my company. Like I think as well, like just because I might have periods, I think everybody might have periods of loneliness. It doesn't mean that I don't enjoy my company. It doesn't mean that I don't enjoy being alone. And it doesn't mean that I enjoy anybody else's company more than I enjoy mine above all else. I can be by myself for extended, like, I can be by myself for periods of times. Like, I can go out, eat by myself. I can go take myself out to the movie. I can go do all these things by myself, and I don't care. Like, I genuinely do not care, and I will literally enjoy going to a concert and doing all these things alone. So I don't need somebody else's company in order to be happy, and I'm not going to then be in spaces in which I'm now being disrespected or in which somebody is now trying to then force me or belittle me just to then, have somebody by my side. Fuck that. Like, I don't need you that badly. I don't even need you at all, to be honest. I've walked 32 years on this earth before I knew your fucking name. So I don't need you unless you are actually benefiting my life in some way, shape, and form. And you don't gotta give me $1, but you can't take my peace. At this point, you cannot fuck my peace up. I'm sorry. I'll catch you guys later.